If you just had a big mind-opening moment on a retreat, in breathwork or meditation, or under a sky full of stars, and you're wondering, am I losing it? You're not alone. You might be going through your first awakening. Research shows these awakenings are common and often positive. Hi, I'm Tony, talking about what's beyond the ordinary, everyday life psychology so we can think differently about life's deeper meaning. In this video, I show you how to spot the signs of awakening, tell which kind you've had, and integrate it into daily life with a science-based plan you can start today. So maybe you felt this during or after your retreats, breathwork or meditation. Your body's buzzing, tummy shakes by itself, your sleep's a little bit off, and old forgotten feelings coming back up, and a clear insight lands like, oh, that's what really matters. So let me tell you about my first experience. I was taking Charlie Morley's Mind Valley Lucid Dreaming course at the time. So lucid dreaming just means you realize you're dreaming while you are dreaming. And then you can access your unconscious mind in your dreams. So you can ask for deep questions, practicing difficult skills, even do gentle healing work. So one night, I did my bedtime homework, telling myself, I know I'm dreaming when I'm dreaming, and I fell asleep. And then in my dream, I was in London's Piccadilly Circus and saw a few people were walking around with no clothes on. And I thought, hey, that's weird. And suddenly remember, do your reality check. So I flipped my hands front to back and back to front. And then 2 fingers went a little bit wobbly, like jelly. And then boom, I knew I was dreaming. And suddenly the whole world turned crystal clear. Colors looked extra bright. Sounds were so clear. Touch and feeling became more sensitive, like someone's turned up the sharpness 100 times. It felt somehow more real than real life. And after my lucid dream ended, I woke up cheering, wide awake, feeling so energized, because I just knew I had my first spiritual experience. I was so excited, I posted in the course WhatsApp group straight away. First lucid dreaming, amazing! And then 1 week later, Charlie even brought me onto a live call to share with 1,000 people. But then after the excitement settled down, I started having this uneasy feeling and thoughts, if my lucid dream felt more real than the real life, then what is real? And it felt like a crack in a cave wall, and one ray of light cutting through. So I wanted to follow it. So that tiny crack stayed long enough to change my path. It led me through a 3-year master's degree in transpersonal psychology and sharing my story with others. So there's actually a proper name for this type of experience. Researchers call this an awakening. It's when your usual chatty minds get quieter and your awareness feels more open. And scientists even had questionnaires to measure it. So how common is it? More common than most people think. A national survey suggests nearly half of adults report an awakening type of moments at least once in their lives. So no, you're probably not losing your mind. Clinical Manuals for Doctors even created a special code for this. That means doctors can talk with you about these experiences without assuming you're sick. Here's a simple check. If you know who and where you are, and you can still handle daily life activity, you're probably in the awakening land, not a disorder. And if you're unsure, check with your doctor. And research shows this awakening can show up through meditation, breathwork, tantra and energy work, and psychedelic sessions. And they can also come up spontaneously, like walking in nature or watching the sunrise. So if you had a big awakening experience, the next step is simple. Find out what level am I at, and what do I do today to integrate my awakening. There's a traffic lights technique from Trauma Research UK adapted for spiritual awakening. I'll put a link in the description section below so you can check it out yourself. So basically, ask yourself 4 questions. First, do I still know who I am, where I am, and what day is it today? 2, can I meet basics like sleep, food, hydration, doing simple tasks, and talking to people, and maintaining basic hygienes like remember to shower and brush my teeth. 3. What's my emotional tone right now? Am I curious or positive? Neutral or a bit edgy? or overwhelmed and scared. 4. Look at the trend over the last 2 to 3 days. Is it settling, wobbling, or intensifying? If most answers are clear, functioning, positive or insightful, and settling, you're in the green zone. Green means maintaining your daily activity, get 10 minutes of outdoor light, and aim for the same sleep and wake times. And you can keep your practices gentle and consistent, like doing short breath work or meditation rather than heroic sessions. But if your answers are mixed, some disorientation, basics are a bit off, fleeting fears, and the trend is wobbling, then you're in the amber zone. Amber means to reduce and not push through. So shorten or push your big intense practices for 48 hours, which means no intense breath work, no 10 hours Vipassana meditation, and no new psychedelics. It's important to ground through your body. I find sitting on the grass next to my favorite tree really helped. Eating a healthy warm meal and take a warm shower or bath. And reduce caffeine and sugary food and cut down scrolling through social media and swiping on Tinders and Grinders. And go to sleep early. And if you're not feeling better after a few days, that's your cue to upgrade support with your teachers or facilitator or your GP. But if you're feeling disorientated for hours or days, cannot meet basics, feeling persistent fear or paranoia, then you're in the red zone, which means protect first, make meaning later. So stop all your practices and remove risk and don't stay alone. Contact your retreat or meditation facilitator or your local healthcare service. Also, there's a UK charity called the Spiritual Crisis Network can help. I'll put a link in the description below. So before my awakening experience, I thought life and me were only what the eyes can see and what the hands can touch. Then my first lucid dream cracked something open, and I started thinking differently. Maybe life isn't just a picture on the screen. Maybe I'm not just the thoughts in my head or the feelings in my soul. Maybe real life and consciousness are lying beneath the surface, deeper than what I can feel and imagine. And learning about awakening really helped me integrating it, so I can keep learning, doing my practices, and going further. It's not about chasing more awakening experiences. It's about keeping my awareness open so I can live life more deeply and fully. So if you're wondering, am I losing it? Maybe you're just losing your old way of thinking. And maybe you're finding more of what's always been there, waiting for you to discover. So if you had an awakening experience, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. It really helps me to make more videos like this. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.